Ladies and gentlemen, this time a bit different. I already played the turn and I will just give you a quick wrap up of what I decided to do. Since the alternative, I did record the decision making as usual, but it turned out to be something like in 3 different sessions, 40-50 minutes rambling about how this game is too hard for me to play because the turn was too difficult. So I will just show you this time and maybe give some few thoughts about it. First of all, what Mayondor did, let's go for his operas. Shakespeare engine is running. And then we have the Weidenbaum Hydra turn. Reveals the freedom of movement, which doesn't make the turn easier at all for me. And he has, I think, two decisions of principle here. He could go rockets and build rockets and show that he already has the tactic and wars, or he can go for the civil route. And if you want to, you can still quickly pause and ponder what you would do. Since I've already seen it, obviously I won't do that now. I think both options, if they had the right cards in hand, just going for rockets and spamming military would be very reasonable, but in the end they decided for the internet and movies and democracy. So that looks like cultural all-in, and we should play accordingly. And yeah, first of all, the freedom of movement. I would say this one time, if I count correctly, the second time in this video, but I could make a supercut of me saying it like maybe 100 times. This turn was too difficult for me. Too many options, too much going on, too many civil actions. Finding even a turn that is close to the best turn was too hard for me. So this is what I ended up doing. I went for the civil service. I think the big advantage we have is that we can go for any tech we want, and the extra civil actions and even the blue cubes, they will still help. It's good for impacts. Then I have a decision to make whether I take Hollywood or not, and the freedom of movement, first of all, when this was the bronze to the rifleman, so that we can defend an aggression. It's the main reason, and even a possible war. Like this, we are kind of set up to defend. It didn't feel great to lose a bronze here, but in the end, I think it's what we had to do. It also, using it to move to military, also is pretty nice, military action efficiency wise. There's cards on 3. In the end, I decided against taking cards from here, even if they are only 2 civil action cost. They went for the cultural all-in, and I didn't see a convincing argument to take those now. Military theory, there's 2 copies. We will get one. I own already a strategy. And yeah, Air Forces now do nothing. And yeah, we have to decide, do we take Hollywood or not? Our Hollywood would probably be something like 30 culture. Mayondor is setting up for a huge Hollywood. In the end, I decided not to take it, because it can be of an advantage for us, I think, if Mayondor threatens a big Hollywood. If he threatens to run away in the culture game, then they have to consider putting something into military and stopping them, perhaps. Stopping Mayondor. And in that scenario, we might just sneak our way to victory somehow. I don't see us. So I would like to take the Hollywood, but the 4 civil actions I think are too costly in this stage. And yeah, in the end, I went for maximum. Also greed. It's also science income. The journalism is 3 culture per turn with Darwin and still 2 science income. And then just resource consolidation. It's both reserves and then it's one civil action left, which I decided to cut the first multimedia so that there's a good chance that they don't get the second copy. The chance is somewhat better if two people reveal cards that Myondor, yes. So he reveals cards, here the beast, and then me, and then Myondor has a higher chance of getting the multimedia, which he still wants to take, I assume. Good card for him still. So it's basically because I had one civil action left. I decided against upgrading food in this turn because upgrading once is what I can realistically do with omitting this journalism, but it doesn't help me to populate one more time next turn. Like this, we can next turn probably just upgrade everything here with the reserves. Hopefully even the coal. Maybe we can even consider upgrading to an oil. It can still be worth it. So that's what happened. That's a quick wrap up. If for some reason any of you want to see the whole version of the other turn, it's basically existential crisis and me crying about having too many civil actions. So if you want to see that, I can upload that. I have no problem with that. But I thought I would to spare the sane people out there and just show what's happening. And yeah, you can also tell me if you agree with this. I'm 100% certain that I didn't find the best turn here. It was, as I said, just too difficult. Maybe something like the best turn doesn't exist in such a state of the game. I don't know. I mean, mathematically it should, right? But maybe they are so close to each other that practically it's a meaningless concept. All right, so we can just look at what happened to the row. I didn't like taking too many cards here. That's always, of course, it speeds up the game. I'm not entirely certain who benefits from that. And also, yeah, there's obviously inevitably going to drop good cards for the beast. And there's an engineering, for example, which ended up on 3 here. And we can quickly look. Myondor didn't take it. I think it's such an important card for them not to get. For them not to get? Such an important... Huh? Makes this sentence sense? No idea. So... yeah, he ended up to going for flaming and the safety air forces, understandably, and put the engineering on 1 for them. It's still such a huge card for them. Then again, they also want the mech egg, I think. I don't think they want to play this game without a mech egg, but maybe they can just delay it to the second one. Yeah, okay, let's not make the end of the video about guessing what they want to do. You can pause it. You have all the information. You can do it if you want. I will end the video right here. So just a quick entry. If more than 4 people request for me to upload the entire thing, I will, and then you can crack a beer and watch me cry about the game. I do go into a lot of explanations of the different decisions, so there is some information there, but most of it is crying, I think. All right. See you in the next one.